everyone. I'm Miss Lisa from the Fayette County Public Library, and this is Science Out and About. Today I'm with Julie Gregory, and she has special license to have some really cool animals, and we're going to get to see them today. So right now I am holding a little fox pup. So Julie, tell us a little bit about these animals and what you have to do to, be able to have them at your home.
Domesticated?
Yes.
Okay, so these are 5-week-old babies. And with foxes, you actually have to pull them at 4 weeks old and start them on soft food and start them bonding with humans.
Okay.
Because they will be very scared and timid and run from you if you don't work with them every day at this age.
Okay.
These are silver foxes, so they're basically red foxes bred to get the silver collar. Okay. And now this one looks like he could have a little red in him even, because his daddy does have partially red in him. And there you go.
They're adorable.
Yeah.
So what do they eat?
They eat a mixture of cat food and dog food. Okay. Right now they're just eating soft food, but they very quickly start eating dry food. And but they need extra meat. Foxes need a lot of meat. So at 3 or 4 times a week, we give them any kind of chicken or beef or just.
So how old did you say they are?
These are 5 weeks.
5 weeks. So how big were they when they were born? Were they just like little kitten size?
Yeah, just very tiny. They grow so fast.
They grow fast.
Yep.
And their mommy and daddy are back here, right? In this enclosure?
Come here, Diesel. Come on.
So Diesel's up there, and then I think I saw the other one run in the log.
Missy's probably in her log.
Aw.
And he's usually over here all over everybody. Of course, right now he's hiding. Come here, baby.
Does the mama miss her babies? Does she realize that they're gone?
She did at first, but just for a couple days.
So
She'll case the fence a little bit, but.
Okay, so now you raise these to actually sell to other people to have as pets, right?
Yeah. Yep, they're strictly pets.
And it takes a special license. Not anybody can do this, right?
Right. We have to go through the DNR.
Okay.
The Indiana DNR, and you get a permit. And you can get a pet permit for $10 per year.
Oh, wow, that's not bad.
That's really easy. Yep.
Huh. But not all states allow this, right? Didn't you tell me that?
Kentucky does not. Kentucky.
Oh, look.
Here he is.
Hi, Daddy.
There's Diesel.
There's Diesel.
You see your baby?
You see babies? Okay. Oh. Now look how big they're going to get. How long will it take them? Oh, here comes Mama.
Just don't let her reach, because she will try to pull at it.
Okay.
Come here, babe.
Hi, babies. Oh. Yep. All right.
See how he's got a little bit of red in him, and she's got a lot more black.
Oh. All right. So these are just adorable. But you raise other things here too, right? Not just the fox?
Yep. We've got some elk and we've got some deer.
Okay. Can we go see those?
Sure.
All right. Let's go and see those other animals.
He's going to go to sleep.
Wow, Julie, what do you have here? This is a huge animal. What is this?
This is an elk.
Okay.
Just a common elk. And he's just here to grow himself out.
Okay.
His horns, and then he'll be sold in the fall. When he's ready, his horns will be fully grown.
Wow.
But he's growing every single day.
So I saw that you just gave him something to eat. What was it that you gave him?
They eat hay.
Okay.
And they're not picky about their hay like our white-tailed deer are. They eat just regular grass hay, and they pretty much forage on anything. The leaves, the briars, they're good. They're easy keepers.
Okay.
I also give him some grain just now. Just regular grain. He doesn't need a real high percentage of grain, but since he's growing, we give him quite a bit right now. His antlers are growing. Yeah,
well, his antlers are not the same on both sides. What is that normal?
It is not normal.
No? Okay.
He actually got frostbite on that one side when he was just starting to grow, and that's been years ago that happened.
Okay.
And it doesn't always affect him continued, but it did him because he got a pretty good frostbite, and so that side is having a hard time growing still.
That's interesting.
And so he'll get in there and the limbs, and he'll scratch himself, and you'll see him bleeding all over the place because that's live tissue that the velvet whenever that scratches off. So if you see blood on him, that's what it's from. He gets it all over him, but it's just a little scratch, but it's so much pressure where he's growing, it just shoots blood out everywhere.
No, that's
He gets in
awful.
a mess. But now in August, September, his antlers will start drying up,
Okay.
and they will turn hard, and it'll be just bone.
And then did they fall off or no?
They will.
They
And
will?
They will in the winter. Yep. And then they
Wow.
start all over,
They
growing
start all
again.
over again. So the frostbite was this past winter then that you got
It's been
that?
a
or-
few winters
winters
ago.
ago? Oh.
See the little bit of blood on him? That's from
Oh.
his antlers.
Okay.
And you can see where he's shedding out his winter hair.
Yeah, I see that.
It's worked from his ears all the way. It's
That-
working its way back. So
Cool.
he'll shed off clean and have his summer coat, and then he'll start building up for the winter again.
And again, you need a special permit to have this animal, right?
Yes, this
Yes.
is actually through the state health, the Board of Animal Health,
Oh, okay.
and that's who you go through for these.
Okay.
And the white-tailed deer as well. It's basically certain requirements you have to meet, and of course you have to have an 8-foot fence
8-foot fence. Yeah.
to keep them in. But,
Wow.
yeah,
All right, so you mentioned white-tailed deer. Can we go see those?
sure.
All right, let's go down there. All right, Miss Julie, now we are up here by the white-tailed deer. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do here with them?
So we raise deer as a farm, and most of these does are bred except for the yearlings. And we will raise them. They will go to other deer farmers for breeding purposes or to preserves. And we can see here, we don't have any babies yet, but anytime we will have babies born. And you can see our buck's just over the hill there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got something stuck in his antlers.
Oh, no.
But he is 4 years old, and so that's why we have these.
Okay.
That is his rack from last year, so that was
Wow.
his 3-year-old rack.
Okay.
And so that kind of gives you the idea of when they're really young, they're bred with their genetics to get really big racks at a young age.
Okay.
That's not like wild deer. So
Okay.
I mean, it's the same thing, just with their genetics.
Okay.
And so these are his racks at 1-year-old.
1-year-old.
Yep. And I mounted his racks as 2-year-olds, so they're in the taxidermy shop.
Awesome.
So that's really good size. Now this was scored 183 inches, I think.
Wow.
Yep.
What does that mean?
You'll measure. You'll measure their main beam,
Uh-huh.
and you'll measure each tine. You'll measure the mass, how thick it is, and all of that adds up points and gets you more points to his measurement, and then the width of how far apart they are, like
Oh,
on the inside.
okay. And so that number was what was that number again?
I think it was 183 is what he scored on that rack.
Wow.
Which is really good he's a mainframe 8, as you can tell, 1, 2, 3. This would count as a point, but as a mainframe.
Frame. I got the main beams of them.
So he's got
Okay.
8 of those.
Wow.
And that's really good for a mainframe 8.
And how many deer do you have here?
We have 11 in this pen.
Okay. And you've named them all. I heard you giving them names as you were feeding them.
Yeah, they all have names.
So
yeah.
they're basically pets for your family?
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, they're my babies. I hate seeing any of them go, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. This is Feline. And that's Stormfly. There's Rain. This is Emmy.
Wow.
There's Curly Sue over there. She's got her tag caught in the fence and ripped it so her ear curls. I call her Curly Sue.
Oh, cool. I was going to
They
say,
have
they
to
all
have-
look the same to me. I don't know how
They have
you...
to have tags to identify themselves
Mhm.
if they were to escape or anything. And if
Okay.
you sell them from deer farm to deer farm, that's their way of telling where they're from.
Huh.
And the buck's down there. I don't know if you can see
They're
him very
beautiful. And you just feed them hay, or do they just
They're
feed
picky
forage on
about-
their own, or
good. They picky about their hay. They want alfalfa hay.
do they? Okay.
Yeah, so we feed them pretty much straight alfalfa hay. It's got a little bit of mix in it. And then grain. They eat all the grain that they want. A high percentage of protein, about 18%, especially when they're having babies or they're growing.
So which one is the mama that's going to have a baby?
This one will.
Oh, that one will? There's a baby?
She's a little further along, yep.
Will they just have
These
one?
two are
One
little-
fawn?
The first year, they'll usually just have one. Like, see that one on the left there? That's Astridge. She'll have probably just one because she's a 2-year-old.
Okay.
Here she is. Come here, baby. Come on.
And so she's pregnant right now?
Yeah,
I mean, they
you
don't...
can see she's got a pretty good belly on her.
Okay.
But a lot of times after they've had one, and sometimes even their first time, they'll have twins.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll have 3. We've got a couple that will probably have 3.
Wow. And then you'll keep those and raise them, and you'll just grow your flock then, or not flock. I guess it's
Our herd.
A herd. I'm too much into birds. Grow your flock.
Yes.
Silly me.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So our yearling bucks are in the pen up there, and then our yearling does are all in here, and
Very
our
cool.
bred does are in here. Our oldest doe is 6 years old.
Okay. Wow.
And the buck, he is 4 years old now, because that's his 3-year-old rat.
Right. Wow. Well, your animals are really pretty cool. That's just, must be fun living out here and
It is.
taking care of all of these
They're pretty
animals.
good pets. And sometimes we'll have bottle fawns as well. If they are born in the rain and we're worried about them getting pneumonia or getting sick, or if their mom doesn't want to feed them, we'll pull them out and we'll feed them from a bottle, and that turns them into really big pets.
Okay, yeah.
Really big babies. Like this one here, actually both of these were bottle fed.
Okay.
So that's probably why they're sticking with us.
Because they're more used to the human then. Yeah, cool.
Because I'm their mama.
Oh. All right, so this is sort of what you do for fun, but you also do some taxidermy. Can we go see that?
Right, we can go see the taxidermy shop.
All right, cool. All right, now we are inside with Miss Julie. Not only does she raise animals that need a special license, but she does taxidermy. Now, taxidermy is when a hunter will bring her the animal, his trophy that he shot, and she will mount them so that they can keep them and put them on their wall. So, Miss Julie, this is an awesome little room you have here where you do this stuff. Can you tell us exactly what you do to help preserve these animals?
Sure. Okay, so since we don't want to really when we go hunting, we really like to get all we can out of the animal. We get their meat, we would like to preserve their rack, their hide, we don't want it to go to waste. So when you get a trophy buck, you can bring it to me. Normally you would have it, take it to your meat processor. We do not do that here. And they would cape it out. It's called cape, and they would skin it up to here, and they would bring me the whole head in the cape. So in order to preserve that, I have to skin out the whole head, get all of the meat off the hide, get it nice and clean, and we will tan it. And then the tanning is quite a process, but first you get all the meat off, the salt will dry it, and then you'll go through and put it into an acid bath. And it's just, there's several steps to it, and you will do the tanning process, and that's what gets this nice white clean look. And that's what will make it last. And then this is called a wet tan. This is how I mount them. It's the most common. But with a wet tan, it's really easy to work with. You put it in place and then it dries.
Okay.
So with taxidermy, for the most part, taxi means to move. Dermy, the dermis is skin, so it's move skin. That's basically what you're doing, moving the skin. So I take the rack, I put it on these mannequins. We've got
one of these?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, guys, and this is super light.
Yeah, that's real lightweight foam. So that hangs on the wall easily without being heavy. And the only thing I take that is really any weight is going to go up here. That's the rack.
Okay.
And I can grab one of these to show you.
Oh, wow.
This is what goes on top.
Okay, so that's going to go right
like
up
that.
there.
Yep.
Huh.
So you have your actual rack and your actual skin without having to preserve anything else. Right here's some eyes. We put these eyes in there.
Cool. Look
and
at
you
this.
can see they have a pupil in them that's just like a straight line.
Huh.
And you want to keep that level with the ground because when the deer moves his head, he keeps that level.
Okay.
And for his ears, they have cartilage in them, and I have to turn that inside out and get the cartilage out.
So this is real cartilage, deer cartilage.
It's a little dried up because I done it yesterday.
Okay.
But that is inside their ears, like your cartilage, and you have to turn that inside out.
So you have to remove this before you... Okay.
And then this will replace it.
Huh. That's cool.
So this has the cartilage taken out. So you can see how floppy it is.
Oh, yeah.
And this
Soft.
has the ear liner in it. I've got it, it's still wet, so I've replaced it with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the eyes are up in here as well. Those are just glass eyes. And then the rest of it is just the foam.
Okay, so you don't put any teeth or anything in them. I'm looking at your finished
No,
products.
I
And
do.
Will you sew this together then, or
Yep, I'll mostly glue.
glue it together?
I do replace the nose
Oh, the nose, okay.
with a pink nose. It's just my preference because there's a septum inside here. In a real life deer, you can see
Uh-huh.
through it. So
Cool.
there's that. And then, yep, we'll just tuck this into slots that I've cut in, and I'll just I'll trim the skin off, this extra skin. There's too much right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tuck it inside. And then after that, he has to dry for 1 week.
Okay.
And that's where these right here are. You wanna step over
Yep.
here?
Mm-hmm. Let's go see those.
These are drying right now.
Okay.
And you could see I've took it from this to this. That's what I'm going to do today with that one. And so like right in here, he's got preorbital glands that you'll want to tuck that skin into. It's just a little gland they got. And then so everything like that has to stay for a week. And then I'll go on to finish them like these up here.
They're beautiful. Wow. So from start to finish, about how long does it take you?
You could do one in probably about 2 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of, like waiting for a week to dry. And then
Right.
the tanning process takes about just over a week.
Wow.
The process that we do.
Cool.
And then finishing is not much.
Right, and you're obviously doing more than one at a time too, right? You've got a lot of
Yep,
lot of
some are
work
in the
here.
tanning process, some are in the mounting, and some are drying, and some are finished.
Mm-hmm. So would you call this, is this an 8-point or a 4-point? I'm not
Well,
sure about how they
You
how
would
they
count
these.
the main beam as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, and that one's
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
wow.
These are the brow tines. These are G2s, G3, G4, main beam.
Wow. So does that tell the age of the buck then? Or not?
It's kind of in genetics, but you can kind of guess their age by that. You actually age them by their teeth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're molar teeth, so back in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they don't have top teeth in the front. They've just got bottom ones. So you age them by those, and it's kind of how wore down they are and how spread out like. I don't do it myself, but you can send them in and have them done. So,
Interesting. All right.
But
So,
yeah, but
so then this
obviously
one's just
these are-
a 6
these are just young ones.
because you count this
yeah.
one too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, well, these
And
are
then-
impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. So you must really like your job, right? 'Cause
I do.
You
It's
do this a
fun.
lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Anything else you want to tell us about how taxidermy works? Anything we've
Really,
left
the
out?
main thing you want to look at is the anatomy of a deer, how his muscles are. So because I use clay to build up their muscles to add detail,
Okay.
and even in the face and stuff too. And you really want to look at your symmetry and make sure things are level,
Balanced on both sides. Yeah.
And grooming, it has a lot to do with grooming, making the hair patterns. You got to watch that and just move the skin to where it needs to be.
Cool. That was fascinating. What taxidermy even means. I like that. Wow.
Yep.
All right, well, I have been here with Julie today, and this has been super fascinating. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Miss Lisa from the Fayette County Public Library, and this has been Science Out and About.